Hi, this is Joan from Covered News. Timeline recap, Iran war. It started on February 28th with an operation the Pentagon called Epic Fury. The United States and Israel launched a coordinated surprise strike on Iran, military sites, government compounds, and in one decisive blow, the assassination of Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei. A girls' school in Manab was also hit, killing roughly 180. Within hours, Iranian ballistic missiles were in the air. The world saw it unfold in real time.
Supreme Leader is dead as fears grow for all-out war in the Middle East. US and Israeli airstrikes have targeted operations in Iran.
By the next morning, Iran had answered. Ballistic missiles slammed into Israel. A synagogue in Beit Shemesh was hit, killing 9. Oil tankers burned off the coast of Oman. 150 freight ships stalled behind the Strait of Hormuz. And then the skies over Tel Aviv lit up.
Conflict, with Iran continue to hit targets in the Gulf. Let's take a look at the latest developments. Now, fresh blasts were reported over Tel Aviv. The Israeli military said it detected missiles launched from Iran, with defense systems working to intercept it.
Oh my God!
What followed was a rapid, devastating expansion. By March 2nd, Iran reported 555 dead. Hospitals in Tehran were hit. Satellite imagery showed the Natanz nuclear facility in ruins. Hezbollah launched rockets from Lebanon. And then Qatar, a supposed neutral, shot down an unidentified aircraft. This was no longer a two-country war.
It is the largest military installation for the United States in the entire Middle East. And it comes as a new CNN investigation is now looking specifically at the American targets hit so far by Iranian strikes, every single one of them. Tamara Klablawi is out front.
By March 3rd, 9 countries were involved. Iran's only submarine was sunk, the first submarine sinking since the Falklands War. Israel authorized a ground invasion of Lebanon. The historic Golistan Palace, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, lay in rubble. And then, something no one had ever seen before. On March 4th, an Israeli F-35 shot down an Iranian Yak-130 over Tehran. The first time in history, a stealth fighter downed a manned aircraft in combat. The U.S. submarine sank an Iranian frigate off Sri Lanka, killing 87 crew. CENTCOM reported destroying nearly 2,000 targets. The footage told the story.
U.S. forces hunting down Iran's missile launchers while Israel launches a new round of strikes overnight. We are live in Israel in just seconds.
Plus, the race is on in North Carolina, where Republicans hope they can hold a crucial Senate seat. Michael Watley is the party's nominee, and he joins us live.
And remember,
with its supreme leader dead and its military battered, Iran turned inward. On March 9th, Mojtaba Khamenei, the son of the assassinated leader, was named the new supreme leader. But there would be no change in course.
The new supreme leader, it will be Mojtaba Khamenei, the son of the slain supreme leader who was killed last Saturday in a Israeli-US strike on the capital, Tehran. He was killed
because 5 days later, Iran did the unthinkable. On March 14th, it launched simultaneous missile and drone attacks on 6 countries: Bahrain, Jordan, Kuwait, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and the UAE. A drone struck the British base at Akrotiri in Cyprus. This was no longer a regional conflict. It was approaching a world war.
In an Iranian missile attack, Qatar has also said it's intercepted another drone launched from Tehran. And in Saudi Arabia, a cruise missile was destroyed before it could land. Let's now go to Malik Trainer, who's live for us in Kuwait City. Malik, talk us through these latest attacks around.
A week later, Hezbollah formally entered the fight, unleashing intensified strikes on northern Israel. The two-front war stretched U.S. and Israeli forces to their limit. Civilian casualties mounted on both sides of the Lebanon border. And by late March, the war came for American troops directly. An Iranian missile struck a U.S. base in Saudi Arabia, injuring 12.
War isn't something cool or nice, but the fact is, we live under a government that is more exhausting, a government that is the cause of all our issues. At this point, it has nothing to do with whether we want war or not. If this war stops and doesn't lead to regime change, if the Islamic Republic stays in power, it will be bad for it.
The Pentagon responded by deploying 3,500 Marines to the region. Oil hit $115 a barrel. Global markets convulsed. CENTCOM released footage of its strikes, and the scale was staggering. Then on April 1st, the tone shifted. The White House signaled the military campaign was winding down. Trump addressed the nation the next night, declaring objectives largely achieved, but offering no timeline for withdrawal. Critics tore into the strategy from every direction.
Time when a lot of people in that building behind me recognize that a lot of Americans' patience is wearing thin. Now, some of the things that stood out to me in this speech, he did not address something we know that many of his top advisors and people throughout the administration are considering, this idea of potentially.
But the war wasn't done with America yet. On April 4th, an F-15E was shot down over Iran, the first U.S. fighter jet lost in the conflict. A search and rescue mission launched immediately. One pilot was pulled out alive. And then came the second.
To have shot down a US fighter jet over the west of the country. Iranian state media publishing pictures and videos apparently showing parts of the downed US fighter jet and one of the ejector seats as well. Now, if this is confirmed, it would be the first time.
The next day, the U.S. military confirmed it had rescued the second downed airman from behind enemy lines in Iran. 6 weeks of war, 9 countries drawn in, oil markets in chaos, American pilots shot down over Tehran, and still, no end in sight.
Has been very vocal about the war in the Middle East, specifically in the last couple of hours. In the first of 2 online posts, he reveals more details about the U.S. military's rescue inside Iran of a weapons systems officer who went missing.
That's the timeline on Iran war. Visit CVRDnews.com to dive deeper.